Joining us now for a closer look, we want to welcome Congressman Devin Nunes of California. He is the ranking member of the House Intelligence Committee and author of the new book, Countdown to Socialism. Congressman, welcome to the program.
Hey, it's great to be with you, Grant. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, Congressman. You know, the more I get into this, the more I see there is virtually no oversight over these electronic machines at a state level or really even at a federal level. Are you seeing the same thing, and any plans to change that?
Well, the big concern that I have looking at these machines is, if you look at, this is the concern, I think, of all conservatives. People went to bed with all the pontificators that are out there, the smart guys, that looked at places like Wisconsin, Minnesota, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and said, wow, Michigan, it looks like there's no way that Trump can possibly lose. And then we wake up and Trump's lost all of them and then continues to lose them. And so the concern here is, if the machines aren't safe, then that is a problem. And remember, we always wanted to be worried about election security. I mean, I spent the last 4 years of my life dealing with all this Russian nonsense. So it seems like we should make sure that these machines are secured. And look, I think this is the bottom line here that people have to think about. For Biden's own presidency, he ought to want to count every vote. He ought to be joining with President Trump to say, we're going to count every vote because I won this election fair and square. And I think the fact that the Biden campaign is not doing that and the media continues to run a cover-up, I think is a major problem.
Congressman, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to try to figure out that if one side doesn't want you to investigate and is constantly saying nothing to see here, well, the smell test says maybe there's actually something to see there.
Yeah, I think that's right. And I also would say this, that it is critically important today, and I've been just beating the bush on this for a long time about these tech companies now and social media companies. Now, the reason I've done that is because I've seen what they do. I know what they've done to me. And I want to make sure that everybody understands, if we don't get to a place as conservatives and Republicans and even independents, people that want to get information, accurate information, and not be censored, you've got to do that first. I mean, right now, there's a lot of complaints I hear from conservatives saying, well, we don't see any Republicans out there. Well, look, that's not the case. I mean, the case is that what network is going to have you on? What, you know, if I put something out on Twitter, they've been censoring me for 4 years, and they're censoring other conservatives. So I've been strongly recommending to everybody, Parler is out there. It's the fastest growing app in the world. 1 out of every 7 Trump voters is now on this app. It's something that we can all do so that we can organize. We have to be able to organize, and we have to be able to spread the knowledge of what we're learning. Because right now, if you turn on all the other networks, or for the most part, all the other networks, all you're going to see is all the, everything's rosy, how great Biden's going to be. Well, he's already meeting with people. He has his little president-elect office in his basement in Delaware.
Well, I can tell you this, Congressman, you ain't seeing that on this program, and you're really not seeing that on this network either. So I want to leave you with one last question. Yeah. How is the path for President Trump? Have you seen any evidence that there could be fraud here? And does he have a path to victory, in your opinion?
Well, the thing that I'm going to be looking at closely are, 1, you've already talked about the voting machines, but 2, also the dead people. 3, will anybody come forward that was involved in any of these shenanigans? And then, of course, in the Pennsylvania issue, you've got the issue of these ballots that came later. And I just want to say congratulations to you also. I saw right before I came on the show the end of the last programming with Kelly. I just have to congratulate you. I talked about Parler being the #1 app. Newsmax was actually the #2 or 3 app, and I think is still in the top 5. The app that you guys have developed is the very best app that I've seen for a news company. It's spectacular. Congratulations on it.
Well, I'll tell you what, Congressman, it's not just the app. The website is going through the roof. Our network here is going through the roof, pushing 1 million viewers a night for some of these shows out here. And it just proves that conservatives are hungry for the truth. And that's all we're trying to give them here. And I know you're trying to do the same thing. Congressman, great to see you. Keep up the fight up there. We need you.
Thank you. Congratulations to you guys.
Thank you, my man.